Hi everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name is Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to another week of creativity. I've got a really cute card to make with you today, so I hope you will enjoy that. We're going to be crafting with some brand new product from our new annual catalogue, so that'll be really fun. So so let's get everything all set up ready to craft. Now let me just adjust this a little tad. There we go, great. And I'm going to pull up this live on my other devices so that I can see all of your comments. Alrighty, let's get this all set up. Okay, there is my iPad and get myself all comfy too. It's always rush before a Facebook Live. Okay, so I just need to refresh my page over here on my computer and we will get everything all. Let me just adjust this. There we go. Okay, great. All set up. Fantastic. So how is everyone? How was your weekend? I missed you last week as well. So I've been off for a couple of weeks. Well, not off, but been not filming for a couple of weeks. Last week I was a little bit unwell with my asthma, having a bit of trouble breathing and not able to hold a conversation. So there was no way in the world I would be able to talk on a live for, you know, an hour or two. So yes, but I missed you. So I hope that you enjoyed the project that I put up last week for some creative inspiration with the turtly cute suite. It was a really cute card. And yeah, hopefully you got some creative inspiration from there. So as you're jumping on, say hi, let me know that you are here. And if this is your first time watching, let me know where you're watching from. And thank you to everybody watching the replay as well, whether that's here on Facebook or over on YouTube. I really appreciate you coming back and watching. Now we will have a quick little chat first, and I'm going to tell you about some amazing promotions that Stampin' Up has got running at the moment and my upcoming class. If you want to skip all of that, but just know that you might skip something really important like a current sale or promotion, feel free just to fast forward through if you're watching the replay. But otherwise, stick with me and I'm going to tell you some great things. So you don't want to miss out on what's coming up, let me tell you. Hey Angela, how you going? Great to have you here with us today. How have you been, Angela? Have you been well and have you been crafting? Let me know in the comments. Alrighty, now we're going to be creating with some purple tones today. So I have got my beautiful hydrangea brooch on today because it had all those beautiful pops of purple in there and the green leaves, and they're kind of the color tones we're going to be playing with today. So this brooch, this is one of my erstwhile brooches, and this one suits our project perfectly today. So even though we're not creating with hydrangeas as such, we are going to be creating with some purple flowers. So that's really cool. If you see me looking to the side, it's because I'm watching for comments over there, or if I'm looking down, I'm also watching for comments there. So forgive me if I'm not always looking directly at the camera. Now we have got a few things that I need to let you know about. We'll get onto those in a moment, but before we do, let me just remind you about our beautiful new annual catalogue. This released last month in May. Can you believe we are in June already? Halfway through the year, everyone, halfway through. Oh my goodness, where does the time go? The beautiful new annual catalogue. If you are here in Australia and you don't yet have a Stampin' Up demonstrator that you're working with, I would love to get one of these catalogues out to you, so please let me know. I will pop all the links up in the comments shortly. If you're watching the replay over on YouTube, all of the links will be in the description, so you can grab all my links there, and there is one for requesting a catalogue, so you can request a catalogue from me if you're in Australia. If you are outside of Australia and you are looking for a demonstrator, send me a message, because I know demonstrators from all around the world that I can definitely hook you up with. So I'm happy to help you with that as well. Now, not only do we have the new catalogue, but last month as well, we had some brand new products release in the online exclusives in the online store. So that's it. Online exclusives is a category in the online store. It's under the menu. So when you're shopping by product, you go to the menu, look for online exclusives. Definitely have a look in there because there's a whole heap of new products in there as well. Plus some products that have been around for a little while longer, and they are beautiful. So be sure to definitely check those out. Oh, Angela says, not much crafting, had a steroid injection in your wrist, and the right one, and I'm right-handed. Oh no, oh that's no good. I know that you had been struggling on and off with your wrist for quite a while. I hope that the injection helps you, Angela, and you get a bit of pain relief and a bit more use back in that wrist, because it's not much fun having painful wrists, especially when you're a crafter and you can't craft. It can be quite frustrating. So I'm thinking of you. Hey Dimity, how are you? Lovely to have you here. So what's the temperature and the weather like up where you are, Dimity? We're starting to get some cooler weather now. It's starting to cool right off, and we've been getting breezes. I think today, I'm just looking out my window, my blinds are almost, well, they're partially closed, so I can just see out, but it's not looking breezy today. It was a little bit yesterday though, and the days are starting to get a bit chilly and the nights even chillier. But of course today is, what are we, the 2nd today? The 2nd of June today, so it's the 2nd day of winter here in Australia, and here on the east coast can get a bit cool. Especially, I'm inland from the coast actually, so I'm near the mountains, so it does get quite cool over here. So yeah. All right. Oh, Angela says crafting, but very slow. Yes, the injection helped a lot. Oh, good. And it's starting to feel better. That's awesome. Good news. Good news. Because sometimes it's a bit hit and miss with those injections, isn't it? Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I know because I've had some in my back. The first 2 didn't work, and then I had a different type of one done under anaesthetic, which helped a lot actually, the 3rd one. Yeah. Hey Julie, how you going? Great to have you here. Oh, Dimity says it's lovely up there in Darwin this time of year. It's 20 to 30 degrees. Oh my goodness, you're still getting up to 30 degrees at this time of year. Wow. That would be lovely. Mid-20s is very nice, very comfortable. So great. All right. Well, we will jump into some of the news so that we can get crafting onto our project today. Now, big news, starting tomorrow, the 3rd of June, there is a new promotion Stampin' Up is running. It's going to run till the end of the month, but starting tomorrow, the 3rd of June, is this amazing special that Stampin' Up has never done before. It is a buy one, get one free, buy one, get one 50% off on product suites and, on suites and suite products. Let me get that right, around the right way. So on all of the suites that are currently available, so that's, there is a section in the menu called Suite Collections. Right, let me just get that right. And if you click on that, then that will show you all of the suites and the products within the suites that are available for this special. Now, there's a few little things about this special I need to let you know though. Oh, actually, hang on, I'm in the wrong spot. Let me just go back. Sorry, I'm clicking over here on my computer while I'm telling you about this, and I just went to the wrong spot. So when you go under shop products, yeah, so you'll go to, if you have a look under product suites, that's under the menu. That'll show you all of the products that are available in this for this promotion. Now, something very important that you need to know. So if you are shopping for these suites or these suites products, remember the second item is, the second product is the 50% off item, but you will get the 50% off the lower price item. So for instance, if you have 2 suites that you want to order, 2 complete suites, whichever one is the lesser value, that's the one you're going to get 50% off, okay? Now, something to keep in mind, so whether or not it's whole suites or maybe it's a bundle, from the suites, if there's 2 bundles from 2 different suites that you like, because you don't have to choose products all from the same suite. You can choose products from the different suites. But if you're choosing one bundle from one suite and another bundle from another suite, whichever bundle is the lesser price is what you're going to get the 50% off, okay? Now, keep in mind that if you add additional suite products to that order, say you've got multiple products from different suites that you're adding to one order, the lowest 2 products in that suite, or the lowest 2 products that you're ordering, the lowest 2 products that you're ordering are the ones that'll get the 50% off items, 50% off. So, yeah, it'll be the lower ones. So so you can order as many as you want. So you can get 2, you can get 4, you can get 6, whatever you want, but it'll be the lower ones that will get the reduction in price. So my suggestion is, if you're ordering suite products or complete suites, I would suggest only being careful about which products you're adding into your kit. It gets a little bit confusing, into your order. It's a little bit confusing, and I'm still getting my head around it too. So if you're, let's do an example. So if you're ordering a complete suite, okay, and then you're ordering 2 bundles, whichever is the lesser priced bundle is the one that you'll get 50% off, okay, and then the other bundle, so you've got the 3 products, then the 3rd bundle you'll still pay full price. So that's if you've got 3 products. But if you purchase 4 products, say you get 2 suites and 2 separate bundles, it's going to be the 2 separate bundles that are going to get the 50% off, okay? So you're still going to be paying full price for both suites. So my suggestion is, if it's if you complete suites that you want your 50% off, I would get, say you just want 2, I would just put them in one single order on their own. If you're adding other things to the orders that are not part of suites, that's okay. But if you had 2 suites and then you added a bundle, you're only going to get the 50% off the bundle, okay? So you'll still pay full price for the 2 suites. Double check your totals before you finish your sale, okay? Before you check out, make sure that you double check your totals and make sure that you're getting your 50% off the items that you want to get the 50% off. Do you know what I mean? So my suggestion is, if there's 2 suites that you love, put them in an order on their own, and then and then if there's 2 separate bundles you want, put them in a separate order, because if you put 2 suites and 2 bundles, you're going to get just the 2 bundles that are going to be reduced. Or say you put in 2 suites and then you put in an embossing folder, for instance. It's going to be the embossing folder that's going to be the 50% off, because it's the lower priced item. Sounds really confusing. Hopefully you'll all get there. Just double check your totals in your order before you complete your sale. But the best value will be if you're getting complete suites or if you're getting bundles. So yeah, but just remember, so if you're getting, say for instance, there's 4 different bundles that you like. If you put the 4 different bundles in an order, you're going to get the 50% off. Yeah, does that make sense? I hope that's making sense. It sounds a little bit confusing, but when you kind of see it down on paper, it makes more sense. Hey Leslie, how you going? Great to have you here. Hey Leonie, oh, you've had internet problems. Oh, it looks like you're connected now, so that's good. Hopefully it stays stable. Great to have you here. Now, if you've got questions about the 50% off sale, please feel free to ask me. Remember, you've got to pay full price on the first item, and then you'll get 50% off the lower priced item, however many you're putting in your thing. So it's buy one, get one. So really you've got to have 2 or 4 or 6. You've got to have an even number of products in there, but they have to be from the suite collections, okay? So if you're adding additional things like adhesives or cardstock or things like that, they'll just be at the normal regular price because they're not part of sweets. So you can still add those additional things to your order. Just be careful if you're adding products from sweets, okay? Be careful about your 50% off items. All right, so a little bit confusing, this one. So I hope that you get the great bargains that you're after. I'm looking at a couple of bundles actually, because I've got most of the sweets already. Some I haven't got all of the pieces, but I've got bits and pieces. So I'm looking myself personally at bundles, because it's a great saving to be able to to get some of that 50% off some of those bundles from some of the sweets. So that's what I'm personally looking at. But yeah, hopefully you'll get some good bargains. All right, next thing, let me quickly tell you about the virtual album retreat that is coming up. Now, this is available for purchase now. The actual event itself is in July, but you can purchase the kit for the event now. And when you purchase the kit for the virtual album retreat, it's a 3-day retreat, and it's the 17th to, it's on there, the 17th to the 19th of July. Now here in Australia, it's going to be starting at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I know that's really, really early. If you're not an early bird, that's okay, because it's all going to be available on replay. Okay, so don't panic. You'll be able to still access them on the replay. So when you purchase the kit, that will automatically give you entrance into the retreat. There's no additional registration fee. You're just purchasing the kit. It's going to be run through a Facebook group that Stampin' Up is setting up, and closer to time, once you've purchased the kit, they will have your email address and know that you've purchased the kit. They'll know that you're basically signed up for the event, and they'll send you an email with a link to the Facebook group closer to time, and they'll get everybody in there and get everything all set up ready for the event. So very, very exciting. You get lots and lots of product. It is available in the online store now, so you can go there now and see all of the inclusions in the kit. You're going to be making 12 double page spreads. That's 24 individual spreads over the 3 days. And basically you're doing from January to December. Now you can change up the months, so depending on your photos or the seasons, etc., you can change up the different layouts for the different months. You might even choose not to have them. I mean, the idea is to do the month by month for a whole kind of calendar year, but if you didn't want to have them set up, I guess you don't need to put the months on there. You can just have them as general layouts. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Stampin' Up hasn't done this type of retreat before, this type of event. So it's going to be lots and lots of fun. And this is open to everybody, whether or not you're a customer, whether or not you are a demonstrator. And this is global, so it's going to be from all around the world. So it's going to be fantastic. So definitely check that one out. You'll see an advertising banner when you go into the online store. It'll pop up in that carousel across the top. You can click on that image for more information. It'll tell you all the information there, and it will give you a link there too, directly through to the month by month album kit for the retreat. Okay, so definitely check that out. Hey Vicky, how you going? Lovely to have you here. Now the last thing I'm going to tell you about before we jump into our project is I have a class coming up making masculine cards, because how many of us have trouble coming up with masculine themed cards? Put your hand up in the comments. Do you struggle creating masculine themed projects? Let me know in the comments. I've actually got 2 classes. I've got a midweek one on Wednesday the 18th of June, and that's going to be a morning class, and then I've got that class repeated, so they'll be the same projects on Saturday the 28th of June for those who can't attend on a Wednesday, so that that sort of covers everybody, and everybody can get here. It's a $30 class. We're going to be creating 4 projects, all masculine themed. We'll have light refreshments, so morning tea for the morning class and afternoon tea for the afternoon class. You can register for that right now. You can go to my my website, mandywitherby.stampinup.net, and I will also put the link up in the comments in just a moment. Leslie says, I do. She struggles with masculine cards. A lot of people do. A lot of people get, you know, because we have a lot of florals and things in the Stampin' Up products, and, you know, because that's what's popular, that's what people love. And then people get a bit stuck about what they can do for masculine cards, but there are so many options in the Stampin' Up range that, you know, when you really start looking at different products, different papers, different ways you can use different dyes and different stamps and things, there's actually a lot you can do for masculine themed cards. So I've compiled a big long list, and we're going to be using some of those ideas in these cards in this next class. So be sure that you register for that one. That's going to be a great class. Seats are limited, of course, as always. I can only fit so many people into my studio. So once those classes filled, I will shut the class off if that fills up before registration closes. So definitely check that out. Now I'm going to pop the link for that one straight into the, now it's the same link for both days, and when you fill in, if I can just highlight this, when you fill in the registration form, that's where you'll choose which day you want to attend. Okay, so I'll pop that down in the comments now. Oh, I better entitle it masculine card classes. There we go. So the link is in the comment. You can go there, check it out, and register. And then once you've registered, I will send you an invoice for payment, and then once you've made that payment, that will secure your spot. So it's important to get that done as quickly as possible so that you can make sure that you can get here. Okay, so all the other links as well, I'll pop them in case anybody needs catalogs or anything. Let me just grab this one. Yeah, I'll do this one. Oh, actually this one. Just making sure I'm grabbing the correct one. And this is for all my links here under that one there. Okay. All right, so everything is there, and I will put all of those links up in YouTube as well in the details of the video. All right, so if you have any questions about the promotion, about the virtual retreat, or products that we're using today, anything, feel free to ask me as we are crafting. But I think we should get started on our project so that we can get that done today. All righty. Put those things over there, move my keyboard. Now I'm going to transition my, and that one too. I'm going to transition my camera down to the desktop. So I'm going to cover up the camera while I just get that ready. So bear with me one moment. There we go. Okay. Just be squeaky for a minute while I do all this up really tight so we don't have any issues with dropping cameras. All right. Okay, we'll do a flip and a zoom. There we go. Okay, so I'll move my little Mickey Mouse. I'll just plug my phone back in. There we go. Do I have that straight? Looks like it might be at a bit of a funny angle. Hang on a sec. Just get that angled correctly. Oh, lights would help, wouldn't it? There we go. was wondering why the desktop looked a little bit dull. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better. I've got a little bit of shadowing there just from the computer stand. Oh, I think I just adjusted that. Great. Now, the products that I'm using today you can find in my online store, and there are two ways that you can find my online store, either via my blog or via my website. My website has got my full calendar of events, so if you want to check them out as well, you'll find them there. And I've also got previous projects that I've made on Facebook Lives and things. They're all in there in my website. They're also on my blog, and I do have links to my events on my blog as well as on both of these. You can find links straight to my online store, straight to my join page as well. But on my blog, you can also subscribe to my newsletter. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my newsletter, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter. I'll keep you up to date there with all of the latest goings on, especially if you miss any of my weekly live videos. And my projects from my videos I will upload into there as well. And often I add extra tips and tricks and information, and I always put up every week as well now creative inspiration from my team. We have a showcase stamper each month in our team, and every week the showcase stamper of the month will share projects with us using a particular stamp set. So I pop them into my newsletter each week as well for some additional creative inspiration for everybody. All right, so today we are using products from the beautiful new annual catalogue. If you turn to pages 40 and 41, this is the Florals in Bloom suite collection. This is one of the suites that's going to be in the special starting tomorrow. So you can get products from this one, or you can get the complete suite collection as part of the sale tomorrow, that starts tomorrow. All right, so if you turn over the page to 42 and 43, you can see the individual products. So actually, I'll just turn back a page first. These samples are just stunning on these pages. I know the light reflects a little bit on the pages because they're a bit glossy, so I apologize for that. But yeah, absolutely stunning projects. I keep looking at them thinking I really want to case some of these. I love this one. Really want to case that one and a couple of these other ones, but haven't got to that yet. But over the page you can see the individual products. Now this suite is like a bumper suite. I like to call them a bumper suite when they've got double bundles. This one's got 2 bundles in it. It's got the Pretty Florals stamp and die bundle, and then you've got the Sweet Blooms stamp and die bundle. Then you've also got embellishments, and you've got the beautiful designer series paper. We're going to be using a little bit of everything today, using sentiments from the Sweet Blooms, but we're focusing on the florals from the Pretty Florals. Now, all of these products can be purchased individually, but if you're purchasing the stamp sets, I would suggest getting the dies together as a bundle, and you'll save yourself 10% doing it that way. With the sale, keep in mind that even though the bundles are already 10% off, you'll get your 50% off that bundled price. Okay, so in effect you're getting them, I guess, 60%. If that's your second item that you're getting your discount on. Okay, same with the Sweet Blooms. If you're getting the stamp set, I recommend getting the dies as well. Get them together as a bundle. Your bundle price is over here on page 43. Okay, the embellishments are actually in the new in colours, and we've got a lot of the new in colours here in the paper, as well as some other colours as well, but they coordinate beautifully together. There's some more tips and highlights and things of the suite over the page as well on page 44 and 45. And then again on 46 and 47. So in this catalogue this time, this is really a great ideas book. You've got so many great ideas of using these products. I haven't actually used the dies like this yet. I'm keen to do that. But this is a great way of using this book, this catalogue, as an ideas book as well, to get lots and lots of fantastic. How beautiful is this scrapbooking layout, this framed scrapbooking layout? That's really gorgeous. Okay, so some tips and ideas of how you can use the different elements of the suite as well. So make sure you look closely at all of the pages in your catalogue, because there's lots and lots of, it's not just the products, it's how to use the products as well. Okay, all right. So, oh, I haven't taken it out of the baggie yet. Let me take it out of the bag and I'll show you what we're going to be creating today. The card that we're creating today is this beautiful one. As I mentioned before, we're working with purple tones today and a little bit pinky tones in there too. This is the card that we are going to be creating. Now I feel like that is zoomed out a long way. I feel like I need to zoom that in a little bit closer. So let me just see if I can zoom my camera in a tad. See if it'll let me. Sometimes it only lets me do it once and then it doesn't like me. Oh, there we go. Then it doesn't like me to do it again. Is that a little bit better? Just move this down a touch. That's a little bit closer. All right. Because if it's too zoomed out, then you can't see what I'm doing. So that's what we're going to be creating today. We've got the gorgeous paper. We'll start with the paper and then I'll show you all of the other items as well. So the paper is beautiful. It's really stunning. I've already cut into this pack, so this isn't quite a complete pack, but it'll kind of give you, you'll get an idea. This is the paper, one of the papers we're using today. Oh, this is actually the main paper that we're using today. On the other side, we've got these beautiful images. Now, all the papers come in 12 by 12 inches. This is just a piece that I've cut because I've been using it. And some of these you'll see I've already cut as well. So I'll show you these beautiful designs. We'll flip them over as we go. So that's the one, that's actually the one that we're using today, but we're going to be using the smaller detail. Aren't the colours just striking in this paper? You've got awesome details on the back. Look, even that could be used for masculine cards. That would even go with the turtle suite, I reckon too, because it's got those greens in it. There's another one there. And you've got some new cloud cover. Oh, speaking of cloud cover, I was going to talk to you about that today too. Okay, so, and then these are my full sheets, which is basically the same as what I've just shown you, but in the full sheets. I think that was all the, was that all the colours? All the patterns, I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that was all of them. Yeah. So really, really pretty patterns. So these are just absolutely stunning papers. Then you've got the two bundles. So you've got the pretty florals. Now the dies that come with that, you have the open dies that cut out the floral images, and then you've got additional dies that are for paper piecing projects. So you can piece all the different pieces together and make beautiful flowers. You've got additional leaves there as well, and greenery, stems, etc. And some of these can also be incorporated with the stamps too. So you can do a bit of a mix and matching. And then you've got the sweet blooms, and with the sweet blooms you've got the word dies as well as the open dies that will die cut out the flowers. This is both of these are two-step stamp sets, which I forgot to mention. I'll show you how to use this one today. This one's also two-step with the florals there, so you can stamp the stems in whatever tone of green you like, and then you can stamp the florals in a different color, say a purple like we're using today, or whatever color you choose. Sorry, we're getting a lot of reflection on the cases of the stamp sets there. But yeah, these have got some lovely big words as well that coordinate with this suite. It's the lovely and the bloom. So we have dies that will cut out the stamps, or you can die cut the words and then use these open dies as like a border behind the finer die cut word. So yeah, so lots of fun things, and of course these all coordinate together so you can incorporate them together. And then you've got the awesome embellishments which we're going to use today. And this of course isn't a full pack because I've cut into that already, but we've got our Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, and Strawberry Slush. And I didn't even need to cheat, I remembered them all today, so I'm getting there with my new colours. So there you go. So that is what we are playing with today. Now we do have some additional products that we are creating with today, but I'll share those with you as we go, as we create the project. I won't go into them right now because I want to jump in and get started. Now before we do that, I'll just pop that over there. Now, do you remember I spoke to you 2 weeks ago when I was last live about our cloud cover ink? So you've probably heard this already online somewhere, or if you're a demonstrator, you will probably already know this. The cloud cover is one of the new in colors. All of the other in colors are fine, but because of the color of this one, there's something in the ink. There's a chemical reaction that was happening between the ink and the foam in the foam pad. Okay, so Stampin' Up had produced a certain number of these. They've made them available to demonstrators, but the color was shifting because of the chemical reaction between the ink and the foam. Something was going a bit funky with it, so they only allowed demonstrators to buy this because the color is shifting, so it's not stable. So therefore it didn't meet their quality standards, so they didn't allow this to go out to customers. However, you can purchase the re-inker or the ink refill. This is the correct color in here, and to be able to create a stamp pad, what you can do is purchase the uninked Stampin' Spots, and you can actually make your own little ink pad because these are a felt pad and the ink is not reacting with these. Okay, so you can do it that way. Now I already set one up ready to go because I wanted to do this and show you how to do this on a video. Okay, so what I did is I took some of the cloud cover cardstock. I just punched a 1-inch circle out of that and I just wrote the color on there. I've stuck it on with I stick it on with a glue dot. I think I stuck it on with a glue dot. Oh no, I used tear and tape, and I've got one on the base and one on the lid, so that depending on which way I'm storing it, I always know what color it is. Now this is an uninked one. It doesn't have any ink in it yet. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to create your own ink spot. You can do these with any of the Stampin' Up colors, okay? But this one in particular, because it's not available in the big ink pad, this is how you can do it. There is also, before we do that, there is also available, if you want one already made up, plus some other colors, there is a set of colour assortment ink spots, or Stampin' Spots, I think they're called, Stampin' Spots, in the catalogue that you can purchase. There they are there, on page 33. So you can get one already made up, but it comes with these other colours as well in a set. Okay, we've got the two different sets that are available. You've got the assortment 1 and the assortment 2, and they're all different colours. So it is a great way of getting lots of different colours all in one go if you're trying to, you know, get your colour range up, your Stampin' Up colour range. It is a great way to go. But yeah, and that one's already done for you. So you can do it that way, or you can do it this way. All right, so ink spot. So they come in a set of 5. Okay, it's very cost effective to do it this way. Basically what you're going to do is you are just going to apply your ink until your pad is soaked. Just double checking I did pick up the right color. All right, now it's not enough just to moisten the top, okay? I'll show you the side. See how the side is still white of that ink pad? You can see that the ink hasn't yet absorbed down into the rest of the pad. So we need to keep adding ink, and I like to sort of push the pad down a bit until you're getting it absorbing down into, I'll show you, see how it's starting to absorb down into the ink pad now? We want to really feel that ink pad. Now sometimes you can over ink these and make them a bit too juicy. If you do that, just dab it off on some scrap paper a few times. You'll know when you go to stamp your image because you'll lose all the detail and it'll be too inky. But I do like to make my blocks, my ink spots quite inky. So as I'm doing this, I'm squeezing the bottle and I'm pushing it down into the ink pad, just gently, not too hard. You don't want to do it too hard because you don't forget about the center as well though. You want to make sure the center is good and inky. Okay, now if you want to, if you've got an old plastic spoon or an old bone folder, I've got an old bone folder for my ink, and I'm just going to press that down, give it a little wipe just to make sure that's going down. We're getting there. It's still not quite absorbed all the way through yet. So I'll just keep adding a bit more until I get it all the way through. So you should have all of that white pad should be coloured. Okay. So when that's all coloured, you know that the ink has absorbed all the way through. There we go, put a bit more in the middle. There we go. So, oh, missed a little bit on that corner. There we go. So now we've got the ink all the way through the ink pad. Can you see that there? Okay, so that's as easy as it is to make your ink pad. And look, I've hardly used any ink out of that bottle. So these bottles last for, oh, such a long time. I've got some that I've had for years. They just last such a long time. Now the little ink spots, they do dry out quicker than the big ink pads because it's just got less ink in it, of course, and the lids, these ones do seem to seal a lot better than the old ones. The old ones used to always fall off. These ones seem to seal a lot better, so they might not dry out. I think they've improved them recently, so they might not dry out as quickly as what they used to. But you've got your re-inker, so you just re-ink it as you need to. Okay, now my cloud cover ink pad is ready to go, and I'll just clean my bone folder off there. Okay, Leslie says that she loves the ink spots, and she's had hers for years, and at this time have not re-inked them. Oh, there you go. So Leslie's got the ink spots she's been using for years, and she hasn't yet needed to re-ink them. That's awesome. Fantastic. Amber said, how much ink of a refill does it use to ink up your own blank ink spot? Yeah, that's what I was showing. It's only, like my ink now, it's taken it down to, it's still sitting above the label. Well, it's hard to show you on that side, but if I hold it up, it's still up to about there. So it's only used that much. Yeah, so the ink is still up to there. So it's hardly used anything. And you've got, I've still got all of that of ink in the bottle. So it's, yeah, it doesn't use very much at all. I'm just trying to see how many mils or grams or ounces or whatever is in here. It has, I'm trying to read this even with my glasses on, it's hard to read, 14.3 mils, is that what that says, or 14.5 mils? 14 point something mils, but I'd say I used, I don't know, just a couple of mils, a few mils, less than 5 I reckon. or maybe around 5. I don't know, not much anyway. Okay, so there you go. So that's how you can make your cloud cover ink pad. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I showed you that because a lot of people had been asking about that. Also too, with your ink spots, it is a good idea to store them upside down, because when we're storing our ink pads, okay, that's the lid, right? When you're looking at your ink pad, that looks like the lid. The ink pad is actually in the lid. So when you're closing the lid to store them, you're actually storing the ink pad upside down, and that is so that your ink stays at the top of the pad and doesn't absorb through to the bottom of the pad, so that you've got the ink at the top of your pad ready to ink up your stamps when you're ready to stamp. Okay, same with your ink spots. If you keep them upside down, you'll have the ink sitting on the top surface of your ink pad ready to ink up, because otherwise it'll be absorbed right to the bottom and you're not going to get good ink coverage on your stamps. Okay, alrighty, let's get crafting. Let's just double check I didn't pick up any of that ink on my fingers. We are all good. Now today, as I said, we are making this card, and I've got a kit already made up ready to go for that. We're going to be using some beautiful purple tones. I've got a dauber. We're going to be using a little bit of daubering today, but not too much. I've got Bubble Bath, which is like a pinky purple. I've got Petunia Pop, which is also kind of a pinky purple. Highland Heather, disregard the colour of my label. My label has faded. And then we've got Garden Green for the stems. Okay, so they are the colours that we're using today. And all right, so let's pull out our bits and pieces. Now I'm going to put my ribbon and my bling back in the baggie until I'm ready to use it. And actually today I'm not using the bling that came with the suite, because I wanted purple tones and there wasn't purple tones in those particular ones. So today I'm using the adhesive backed pearl trio, because I liked the purple tones. I like the purple tones in these ones, and they're really shiny pearly ones. So that's what we're using today, not the ones that came in the suite. Although I love the ones in the suite and I have used them on other projects, but they weren't the right colour for this project. All right. Oops, that didn't go in properly. I was thinking, why isn't that going in? There we go. I forgot to ask you all if you've got your cuppers today. It's getting to that kind of weather, isn't it? I actually didn't have time to make one today. I'll have mine afterwards. But yeah, it's kind of that weather, isn't it? I'll have to start making my cuppers for my lives again in the coming weeks. Have it with me. All right, so I've got my pieces pre-prepped. All of the measurements are going to be on my blog. Oh, hey, Glenda. Oh, Facebook keeps dropping out for you. Oh, no, that's annoying. Not good. Did I miss any other? Oh, sorry, I did miss a few comments back here further. Oh, Vicky said that the retreat will be so much fun and she's ready to learn more. Awesome. Fantastic, Vicky. Great to hear that you are doing it. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. And I'm really excited to get lots and lots of layouts done for my my albums, because I've only just recently really started to get back into my scrapbooking, but I'm still a long way behind. I've got to do a lot of catch up. All right, so I've got all my bits and pieces. As I said, all the measurements will be on my blog. So I'm not going to go into them too much today. I did want to show you these little panels here, which are for mounting our flowers onto. Now these are from the Textured Notes dies. Okay, so these ones are from a different bundle, but they are fantastic. And each one of the rectangles, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different sized rectangles, and each one of them has a different type of stitching around the border. which I love. I love anything that's stitched around the border. And so for this one, we've used the third smallest one. Okay, and we've die cut 3 of those. Did that ahead of time just to save a bit of time. But these are a great one to have in your stash, because you can use these rectangles for layers. You can use them like we're doing today for the accent pieces. You can use them for your sentiments. You can use them for so many things. Solid shaped dies are always great to have in your stash. All right, now before we do the stamping, what we're going to do is we're going to create the layers for our card. Okay, so I've got a base of fresh freesia. Wait a minute, which color did I pick up? Hang on a sec. Let me go back here. Fresh freesia. Yes, it is fresh freesia. I second guessed myself then for a minute. We've got a strip of Blackberry Bliss, and then we've got that piece of that beautiful designer series paper. Okay, so we're going to just adhere these two together first, and I'll just bring in a little bit of grid paper. I've just got some scraps of grid paper here that I've chopped up. I'm just going to pop that underneath so I don't get adhesive on my my desktop. And my glue is getting a bit low, so oh no, it's flowing okay, but I'm kind of expecting it to stop flowing very shortly. I can feel it's feeling very light. Okay, now this is going to go edge to edge, and we're just going to have a border top and bottom, and it's just a little 2mm border. So I'll just line that up, try and get that as straight as I can. It's a bit hard sometimes without getting my head in the camera shot to get that lined up. I think that's about right. There we go. And then that's going to be added onto the card, and I'm adding that about, I think it was a 1.5 centimetres. Yeah, 1.5 centimetres from the bottom of the card. Very, very easy layout to do. If you don't have those rectangle dies, you can, oh look, that's not even, that's a little bit longer. I'm just going to trim that up a little bit with my snips. That paper's just a tad longer, just like 0.5 millimetre. Yeah, if you don't have the dies, or maybe you've got different rectangle dies, you could do the same layout with different rectangle dies, or you can just cut rectangles of cardstock in the same sizes to do this same layout. It's a very, very basic layout to do, but very effective when you put your stamped images onto those layers. There we go. So it's going to be about 1 centimetre. I don't know if have I got, that's inches, that's centimetres. If I go that way, about 1.5 centimetres up from the bottom. Oops, measuring with my grid paper here. Look, it doesn't need to be exact anyway, just thereabouts. There we go. And just check that I've got that lined up straight. I like using my grid paper to help me get things straight. Does anybody else use the grid paper? I love using grid paper. Did you know that you can purchase the grid paper in the online store? It's available for everybody to purchase. It's a great way of keeping your desk clean, and also you can use it to help line things up and use it for your measurements as well. So there you go. So that's the start of your card. That's the base. That's like really easy to do. Okay, so that's done. All right, now we're going to do some stamping, and I'm going to bring in my stamps. I don't have them up on my blocks yet, so we better do that first. Okay, I've got lots and lots. You can see I've been doing lots of playing with this stamp set, and I've got lots of bits and pieces in there. Okay, and you can see my stamps are beautifully coloured. They're lovely and pink because they've been getting lots of use, and we used them in a class a couple of weeks ago as well. So let's grab some blocks to put all of these stamps on. All right, so we want this one, and we want this one. Let's put that one down a little bit lower. So we want those two. We want this one. Oh, let's go that way. And we want this one. So these are two-step stamps. So you have the solid shape, and then you have the detail of the stamp as well. And then we want this one. That one could have gone on a smaller block actually, but that's okay. And this one, oh actually, I might grab another smaller block. I'll put that one on that one because I need the stem, which is this one, and I need the other big stem too. So let's switch that one over for this one. Now I've got lots of blocks because I have classes, so I need lots and lots of blocks for my class ladies when they come. So not everybody will have this many blocks, but just interchange them, just interchange your stamps as you go. If you have stretchy, so some of these, well, let me just start again. The photopolymer is very stretchy and bendy. And if you have ones that have like a thin stem like this, or sometimes with your sentiments, if you want them curved in a particular way, you can purposely curve them and put them on your block in that curved orientation, okay? But if you want them in their natural form, especially if they are coordinating with a die, for instance, the best way to do it is put them stamp surface down on some paper and just let it relax. It needs to be on paper or something that's not sticky, that it's not going to stick to. Let it relax into its natural shape, and then take your block to the stamp and pick it up that way, okay? And then you know you've got it in its original shape. All right, so we are using nearly every stamp in that stamp set. Okay, now, so we've got all of our stamps there. I'm going to move them over to the other side because I'm right-handed and they'll be under my elbow if I don't put them over the other side, and they're bound to end up on the floor. I'll just move my embellishments up there so I can move these out of the way. I don't want to bump them. Okay, so we are going to start with our stems. So we're going to do our garden green first. And we'll do the two long ones first. So we need two with this one on it, and then we need one with the bigger one on it. Okay, so we're using our garden green, and these are just going to be stamped just up from the bottom. So that's 1 and 2. Oops, is that straight? Make sure that's straight on my grid paper. Okay, so that's our two stems, and then the third one is going to be this one because it's for the group of 3 flowers. So we're just going to tap, tap, tap. I always like to remind everybody just to tap, tap, tap their stamps on the ink pad, not push them down into the ink pad, because if you push them down into the ink pad, you get a lot of excess ink around the stamped image, and that's where you get a lot of smudging and things like that. And it can get a little bit ugly on your, so we're just going to angle this one a little bit. And I've got it so that, I'll show you when I've stamped it, so that this one, oops, I didn't have quite enough ink on here, but that's okay. This one here is sort of facing straight up for the larger flower, okay? Okay, we'll ink off the excess there. I'm not going to worry about that little bit. What we could do is take our garden green marker. Let me just see. I've got the old style here, and we can just fill that in a little bit with the marker if we want to just fill in a little bit of that colour where we just didn't have the colour quite loaded heavy enough on the stamp. And then nobody will know. There you go. That's better. Nobody would even know now. Good. That's fixed that. It's always great to have those markers on hand. See, you wouldn't even know now that I missed that. All right, let's clean those. We'll set those aside to dry, and we'll go on to creating our flowers. Okay, using my Simply Chamois. I store my Simply Chamois in the clear cases that we can also purchase in the online store. They're great for not only storing your chamois, but also storing your embellishments and things like that as well. Okay, so now we are going to stamp our flowers. So we're going to be using these 3 colours. And for the first 2, we're going to be using Petunia Pop and Bubble Bath. Again, remember they're 2-step stamps. Each of them is a 2-step stamp. I'll show you what I mean by that. So we're going to start with the darker colour first, which is the Petunia Pop. Oh, the volume is up and down, is it, Leonie? It could be my end. I'm so sorry. You can hardly hear me for most of the time. I'm sorry. I'll try and speak up. It's probably when I've got my head down as well. Just turn your volume up as high as you can, and I'll try and raise my voice a little bit as well. Is that better when I raise my voice? Can you hear me a bit better when I do that? Yeah, it's because Facebook has changed how we have to film. It has affected how the camera picks up the sound. Unfortunately, when I use the other camera, the forward-facing camera, the sound on that one is much better, but the back camera doesn't seem to have the same sound quality, which is a shame. So I apologise for that. I'll just try and raise my voice. Okay, so we're using Petunia Pop, and we're going to stamp the detail first. Okay. Then, oh, actually, while we've got the Petunia Pop, let's stamp the detail of the other flower as well. We may as well do them both at the same time. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to do the color fill, I like to call it, or the solid color with the bubble bath. All right, so we'll do this one first. So we're going to load this up. And I am doing just first generation, so I'm not stamping off. Okay, so the reason it's called 2-step is because we're using 2 different stamps to create the image. My voice is coming over better now. Oh, that's good, Leonie. Yeah, I'm raising my voice a bit now. My husband probably thinks I'm yelling. He's working from home today. He hasn't been well, so he's working from home today. All right, and then we'll stamp this one over the top. So I find with 2-step stamping, it's easier to stamp the darker color first, which is usually your detail. So I find it's easier to stamp the detail first, and then you can much more easily line up the lighter color over the top. Okay, so there's those 2 flowers. Now, they are a little bit forgiving, these stamps as well. So if you don't have them lined up exactly, you can usually get away with it. So don't panic too much if you haven't got it lined up exactly. Okay, so just give these ones a clean. I have actually, Leonie, I have actually been looking at getting an external microphone, but I just haven't got to there yet because hubby hasn't been well. He's been in hospital, so yeah. Oh, I think you knew that anyway. But yeah, I just haven't got there yet to deal with that, but I'll get there. I'll get there. All right, now for the next one, we're going to be using Petunia Pop and Highland Heather. And the darker color is the Highland Heather, so we're going to start with that one. So we'll do our detail first. Now each of these is going to be die cut as well, so we need to leave space around them to get the dies around them. Yeah, that's right. I was just thinking, wait on, which way is which? Okay, so, oh, my Highland Heather isn't very dark. I think it'll be okay, but I need to re-ink this one. I think it will be okay for this project, but I'll leave that one out so I remember to re-ink that. And then we're going with the Petunia Pop over the top. Now this time we're going to stamp off the Petunia Pop first so that it's not too dark. So we're just going to stamp it off quickly on scrap paper. And just to take off a little bit of the excess ink. And then we're going over the top. So just lining them up. Oh, that was still a little bit dark, wasn't it? Or maybe because the Highland Heather isn't dark enough. All right, let me grab my Highland Heather re-inker. I might just have to quickly re-ink that ink pad. It did get a bit of use at my classes because everybody loved this card. So let me just grab that. 2 secs. All right, so I'll just grab my Highland Heather. And we'll just re-ink this one up. And we'll have to stamp that one again. Get my wipe ready to clean my bone folder. Okay, so I've got Highland Heather ink. Highland Heather ink pad. I always double check them first. And just add a bit more ink here. So I like to go down that way and then I go across this way. That's all it usually takes. And then I take my bone folder, or you can take an old plastic spoon, or you can even use the back of a metal spoon because the ink is water-based, so it will just rinse back off. And just spread that over so it's evenly dispersed, and then just give that a clean with my baby wipe, or you could run it under the tap if you'd like to. There we go. All right, let's just test this now on my scrap paper. Oh, much better. Yeah, all right, we'll do that one again. I'll just go and grab some more, well, could we do it on the back? We could probably do it on the back. No, actually, it's a dark color that's come through a little bit. So I'll get another piece of cardstock. Just bear with me 2 secs. Grab one of my scraps and we'll do that one again. All right, so ink up. That looks better. Look at that. That's much better. Beautiful. All right, and then with the bubble bath. Oh, that one's a bit stiff. Okay, so again with the bubble bath, we're going to tap off on the paper and then take that to our stamped image. Oops, line that up. Oh, did I I use the right one? I used the wrong one. It's not Bubble Bath. It's supposed to be Petunia Pop. Third time lucky. Oh dear. Well, that one would be pretty, but it's the purple is, the Highland Heather is a little bit dark. Okay, let me do that again. I'll have to clean this one now. Dabbed it in the wrong ink. Third time lucky. Let's try that again. All right, Highland Heather. See, I am human just like everybody else. Beautiful. Okay, good. Highland Heather. Let's put that one aside now so I'm not getting myself mixed up. And then Petunia Pop. That's the one we wanted. Petunia Pop. Yes, that looks much darker. Okay, so stamp off on your scrap paper. Then over the top, lining up. That's what we wanted. There we go. A little bit off, but that's okay. We can get away with that. Little bit not quite lined up. But as I said, these particular stamps are a little bit forgiving, so, but they're the colours that we wanted. So great. All right. We got there in the end. Now, is anyone crafting along with me today? Whoops, I just lost my image. There we go. Yeah, is anyone crafting along with me today? Let me know in the comments. Alrighty. Oh, wait, we need to stamp our sentiment. Let's do that while we're stamping. Now, I've got 2 pieces just in case I make a boo-boo. I always like to have a spare. We're going to stamp this one in Highland Heather, so I'm glad that I re-inked that. And we're going to be using You Make Me Smile from the Sweet Blooms stamp set. It's this one down here. I haven't taken these ones out of their plastic yet and put them onto the case because I haven't cleaned them all yet, because I think this is the only one I've used so far of this set. So I need to do some more creating with this one. All right, let's grab a long block this time. Okay. There we go. So this is just a plain rectangle this time. I'm just going to test this on my scrap paper first. Beautiful. That's looking great. Oh, you were yelling at me wrong colour, Leslie. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, dear. We all do it, don't we? We all do it. Oh, I stamped that off. That's too high. Hang on. Let's do that again. Oh, it's going to be one of those days today. One of those days. Let's try again. Down a little bit. Let's try this one. That's better. Yay. Angela has just finished cutting out the Creativity Now paper, ready to go for our event. Yay! So we have a demonstrator event coming up on the 21st of June, isn't it? Is it 21st? Yeah, 21st of June. We have a special demonstrator only event, which is going to be very exciting. Oh, you're very organized, Angela. Already getting yours all ready. Fantastic. Good on you. I'll be last minute. What do they call it? Last minute Lucy? Last minute somebody or other? That'll probably be me. Oh, and Dimity's cutting cards for for your over 50 club. Oh, awesome. Fantastic. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit of die cutting of these ones. So let's just get rid of the dodgy ones that I don't mind the colour of those ones actually. Could probably use them on another project. Maybe I should keep them. I might keep them for another project. But I will yeah, I'm going to cut these ones apart because I want, oh, actually if I just take that off there, I'll be able to fit them on my die plate together because I'm using the mini today for cutting. Hang on, my nose has just decided to start running. I need a tissue, just a sec. We do all do it for sure, Leslie. Yes, we do. I know, right? We're crafters. We can't always be perfect, right? Things happen. All right, let's bring in our mini. Our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I've been using my large machine a lot lately, so my mini's been put away for a little while. Poor little mini's been a bit neglected. I've been doing lots of bigger projects for classes and things, so I wonder if we can fit all of these on at one time. What do you reckon? If I trim that down, we might be able to do them all at once. Let's see. All right, we'll get our dies. Tell you what, raising my voice like this for the video now because of the silly microphone, I'm going to be left with no voice at the end. My husband will be very happy. He's quite sick of me nagging him about drinking water and eating healthy. He's just been in hospital with kidney stones, which is very, very excruciatingly painful. And yes, we had to get the ambulance to him on Thursday morning, early hours of the morning, which wasn't good. But he's doing a lot better, but he's still not quite there yet, still not 100% yet. But yeah, he's really sick of me nagging him all the time about drinking his water and making sure he's eating healthy. I think he'll be glad to go back to work. All right, so I'll just line these up with the dies. And I'm just using a little bit of washi tape to hold these in place. I might turn it around sideways. Just to hold those dies in place. You can use washi tape or you can use post-it tape or post-it labels, depending on what you've got on hand. I was using this washi. I needed something to be held really tightly in place yesterday when I was die cutting, and because they were a bit more intricate, and so I brought out the washi tape rather than my post-it tape, which I normally use. And I'm like, oh, I like this one. This one's a really good strong hold, but it doesn't tear your cardstock, like it doesn't stick too tight. Some washi tapes can be a bit sticky. There we go. All right. Where's our top plate gone? Put that over the top. Just remember not to have your dies too close to the end of your plates because it'll make it a bit difficult for your plates to feed through. And stagger your plates a little bit. So your middle plate or the first clear plate, have that back a little bit from the edge of the base plate. And then with the top plate, line that up with the first plate. So you kind of, if you hold it on the side, it's kind of like a capital E with that middle one just set back a little bit. It makes it easier for your rollers to be able to grab your plates, and then you won't have a problem feeding them through. These ones are actually really easy to die cut. There we go. So we've got our 3 individual little flowers, and this one I keep on wanting to put up this way, but it's actually one of those flowers where the petals fall down from the stamens. Yeah, when I first started using that one, I kept on putting it up the wrong way. But it actually goes that way. Okay, just pop my dies back over. Actually, I might leave those two just on that, and I'll pop them on my die sheet. All right, so now we've got all of our pieces and we can start putting everything together. Now, these ones are all going to be put down flat, and then we're going to pop the flowers up on dimensionals. So we'll just line these up first, work out where they're going to sit. Actually, I might use liquid glue, multi-purpose liquid glue. So you're going to have them just overlapping at the bottom and trying to center them as best we can. That's about right. And I'm just going to take I'm just going to leave those two sitting in place while I do the middle one. Then we can line the other ones up with the middle one. So lining up, trying to get them straight, as straight as we can. There we go. And we can do the other two. So what's everybody got planned for this week? Anything exciting? Oh, I didn't tell you all about Saturday. So on Saturday, I had a scrapbooking workshop here. And we had a lovely time. We were using the Storybook Life scrapbooking workshop kit. And I had so much fun creating the samples for the class. You might have seen me put that on my Facebook yesterday, I think it was, because I was scrapbooking my children's photos from when they were really little, some baby photos and toddler photos, and oh, it was so lovely because my kids are all grown up now. They're adults and my son is married. And yeah, so just I love going back and looking at their photos when they were babies. It was so cute. They grow up way too quick, don't they? So yeah, so we had a lovely afternoon yesterday, scrapbooking and talking about stories about our children, and the ladies were showing me photos of their kids when they were little, and it was just so lovely. Scrapbooking our memories and preserving those beautiful memories. There we go. All right, now we need some dimensionals, which I forgot to get out. Hang on a sec. Let me grab them. I'm reaching. I think we just need, I'll get the minis out too. Get the minis out as well. All right. Okay, but yeah, it was a beautiful class on Saturday. So my next scrapbooking class will be in July. I'm going to be holding them every 2 months because I've got all my card classes as well. I've got midweek classes on Wednesdays and I've got some Saturday classes. My scrapbooking classes will always be my scrapbooking classes will always be Saturdays. Well, at this stage anyway. And yeah, so let me know if you're interested in finding out more about my scrapbooking classes. And I can definitely let you know when my next one's coming up. So we're just going to put some dimensionals on the backs of all of these flowers. There we go. And then, move that up a little bit. We're just going to add the flowers to the stamens. It's very easy card to create, but very effective. Dimity says her sister is coming up from Canberra. Oh, lovely. +3 friends just for Wednesday before leaving on a short cruise. Oh, wow. Oh, well, that'll be nice to see them. I'm sure you'll all have a lovely time. And then they're going on a cruise, are they? Where are they cruising to? Are they doing one of the local, like, Australian cruises, or are they heading overseas, Dimity? Are you going on the cruise as well, or just they're going on the cruise? There we go. So add the flowers. I love this set. It's so fun. There's so much you can do with it. There's so many different details in this stamp set. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of sponge daubering just around the sentiment label, because we're not matting that on another colour. You could mat it on another colour. You could mat it on a piece of Highland Heather if you wanted to, just to have a very small border. But I didn't kind of want to cover up the flowers too much because it's quite a large sentiment. So by adding the ink border around the edge, that means that you don't need additional cardstock behind it, because that creates your border. So just doing it very gently. You don't want it to be too smudgy, you just want like a fine little line of colour. The other thing you can do, if you want to, is rather than use a sponge dauber, is you can simply tap your edges onto your ink pad. So you can tap each of the edges onto your ink pad and that'll give you a very straight line. I like using the dauber because it's a little bit softer, but sometimes I do just do the tap, tap, tap into the ink pad. So you can certainly do that as well. All right, and then this one's going to be popped up on dimensionals as well. You know what? I'm going to use some of these edge pieces and use them up. Let me grab my snips that are for my adhesives, and let's use up some of these edge pieces. These are from my minis that I had left over, but I always like to use them up. And actually, if we go crossways, it'll mean I need less of them. Actually, you can probably get away just with 3 if we do it that way. There we go. Is that going to be, yeah, that'll be stable enough. Good. Alrighty. Just to Broom, your sister likes hiking. It's her birthday on the 6th. Oh, they're going for 3 to 4 days. Oh, nice. Lovely. All right, and then we're just going to add this here to the top, just centering that between those 2 rectangles. Oops, I don't have that straight. Hang on a minute, let me get that straight. I actually don't have my glasses on today. I've done all of this without my glasses. I'm doing well. There we go. Now we need to add some bling. So that's the basis of the card. Easy, isn't it? But so effective with those beautiful flowers. We're going to add our bling. So we're just going to add, can you believe it? We're only going to add 1 embellishment, just 1 down here. You can add more if you want to. But I kind of think there's a lot going on the card, so you don't need a whole heap. And we're just going to tie a knot in our little piece of ribbon. Oh, hang on a minute. Let me just start that again. We're going to tie a knot in our little piece of ribbon. Wow, Mandy's having all the challenges today. All right, and we're going to tie it so that we've got the ribbon sort of coming down like that. Let's manipulate our little knot there so that we can get the ribbon sitting how we want it to sit. Okay, and then we're going to trim the ends with our sharp scissors. Make sure I pick up the correct ones. Just angle those ends. There we go. Oh, got bits of fibers of ribbon everywhere. And then we're going to add that with a glue dot. Let's grab a mini glue dot. Mini glue dots are the best adhesives for ribbons, because the liquid adhesives are no good for ribbons because they just absorb straight into the fabric. I think I don't have the ends even. Do I not? That one's a bit longer. Let's trim that one up a little bit. Yeah, so the glue dots are the best adhesive for the ribbons, and they hold them so well. That's it. All right, so we're just going to take the bow to, well, let's make sure we got the front of the bow, you know, because your bows always have a front and a back. To the glue dot, take it off the roll like that, and then that's going to just go on the stem of this flower here. There we go. Now, To me, that still looks a little bit long for the size of the flower, so I'm just going to trim that up just a little bit more. There we go. That's a bit better. Just looked a little bit too long. Okay, there we go. That's our card done. I think we've got all of the elements on there now that we needed. What do you think? There we go. Pretty easy, wasn't it? I mean, I guess that the most time-consuming part is the stamping and the die cutting, but it's not hard. It's just, yeah, a little bit time-consuming. You love this bundle and the suite, Leslie? Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's really, really pretty. There's so many beautiful things, so many beautiful elements in this whole suite, and you could do so much with it. So, yeah, it's really awesome suite. So that's the, I'll just remind everybody which suite it is. And again, all of the measurements will be on my blog, either tomorrow or the next day, okay? So it's the Florals in Bloom suite collection. So that's the entire suite, but then you've got the 2 separate bundles if you want to get them separately. Yeah, the paper is gorgeous as well. And you could do, yeah, you could alter that as well and do it with some of the other papers perhaps in different colors. Yeah, so many things. So I'm just going to remind everybody as well about the 50% off sale. Remember, that's starting tomorrow. So that's 50%, buy one, get one 50% off all sweets and sweet products. Okay, so remember that is available. If you would like to shop with me, I have got a QR code there. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator you're working with in Australia, you can scan that QR code. I can hold that up a little bit closer for you. Or you can go to my website or my blog and yeah, and you can get that. Oh, I think that's probably off camera. Can you see it? I don't know. Can you see it? It's a bit hard to do on camera. There you go. Yeah, so that's coming up. Remember, I've got my masculine card class coming up as well. There's 2 dates, Wednesday the 18th or Saturday the 28th of June. Make sure that you register for those if you would like to make some masculine cards. We're going to be making 4 cards in that class, and it's going to be lots of fun. So be sure to register for those. All right, well, I'm going to flip the camera back up face to face. So bear with me one moment while I get the camera ready. There we go. Hello, I'm back. Okay, so what did you think? Now, which was the one we made today? This one, because the ribbon was pointing more downwards. So there you go. There's an up-close picture of it. And you probably notice the volume is different now too. So there you go. You like that? I'd love to, if you make one of these, send me a photo. I'd love to see it. And if you change up the colors too, I'd love to see it in different colors as well. So yeah, I do love my purples, I have to say. Pinks and purples, you probably all already know they're my favorite 2 colors. Yeah, so love working with those colors. Oh, thanks so much, Leslie. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Thank you, Glenda. You love the colors too? Yes, they're very pretty. Thanks, Dimity. I'm glad you enjoyed that. So I hope you all have fun with the new, pardon me, with the sale. The buy one, get one 50% off sale on the sweets and sweet products. Yeah, I think there's going to be some great savings people can make on those, on the sweets or bundles in the sweets or other products in the sweets. Just remember the lowest, when you're putting your products in the cart, the lower priced items will be the ones that will be the 50% off items. Okay, so just remember that. So don't get caught out. Yeah, and if you're doing complete suites, either do 2 or 4. And then, yeah, if you're doing complete suites, yeah, I wouldn't be putting added products into that order because the 50% off will come off those lower price products. So, yeah, just put the suites on their own in an order, I think. That's my recommendation anyway. That's what I think. That's how I will be doing it. Oh, you need to buy the stamps, Leonie. Yeah, they're really beautiful stamps, these ones. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope John is feeling better. Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, he is doing a lot better. He's still not 100%, so we're not sure if the stone has passed completely or not, or if it's just left some scarring behind or what's going on. But he has a doctor's appointment tomorrow for a follow-up, and then he's got to have a scan in 3 weeks. So, well, 2.5 weeks now. So we'll see how he goes, but I suspect after tomorrow he'll probably want to go back to work. So that he can get away from my nagging. Have you had a drink? How long since you had your last drink? How much have you drunk today? But he's been very good. He's drinking water, which is good. He stopped drinking his cordial and he's drinking water. So he's been very good with that. Now we just got to work on the diet part of things. So wish me luck. No, he's trying. It's when you have these health things, like I found when I had my cholesterol, I won't say cholesterol scare, I had high cholesterol, and it's hard when you've got to change your diet and you've got to change certain aspects of your, you know, your diet and your lifestyle and things. It's an adjustment, and it takes a while to get your head around it, and you do kind of feel at first, you know, oh, this is very hard, and, you know, you get all the woe's me feelings. But look, I turned mine around, so I'm very thankful. My cholesterol's back to normal, so I think if he just looks after himself, he'll be okay. So yeah, but wish me well. All right, well, have a great week, everyone. I'll let you all go. I hope you get some crafting in this week, and good on you, those of you who've been crafting along with me today. Well done. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all being well, next Monday at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So take care, everyone. Stay well, stay warm, and I'll see you all next week. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.